Rovy Branon has never been traditional.
I was a non-traditional student. Out of high school, I started my own business. I played in a heavy metal rock band. And then decided to go back to school. And during that time, my son was born. I was working 40 to 50 to 60 hours a week and trying to balance a college career. And I made it all the way through my PhD program in that kind of modality. So I have an incredible passion for what it means to serve adult students and the challenges they face in going back to school and obtaining degrees from a top institution like the University of Washington.
It's fitting then that Dr. Branon has been named as Vice Provost of UW Educational Outreach, or UWEO, which increases access to education for almost 50,000 non-traditional students each year. The total number of students in UWEO's programs more than doubles the number of students served by the University of Washington.
It's truly a boundless spectrum of learners that we encompass. We're an important part of the university educational outreach because we focus on the students that aren't traditionally served in a campus environment. And it is that entire spectrum, that lifelong learning spectrum, that we focus on.
Most of the lessons in this course focus on a single...
UWEO is known for its UW professional and continuing education programs and other fee-based offerings. More than 160 certificate programs, 75 degrees, a growing variety of UW online programs, the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, and much more. But the UWEO had to grow for a very long time to touch so many lives.
So overall, 250 people in educational outreach.
UWEO started more than a century ago in 1912 when UW President Thomas Kane asked Edwin A. Start to head a new UW extension program. They shared the noble vision of providing the UW's rich resources and quality education with the entire state of Washington. For more than 100 years, UWEO has adapted to changing times, offering a wider variety of summer, night, and weekend classes and programs, nutritional and budgeting classes for families during the Great Depression, correspondence course by mail for soldiers across the globe in World War II, and women's studies programs in the 60s and 70s are just a few examples. As technology evolved, so did the programs. Correspondence courses were the norm for extending out into the state until UWEO started to offer distance learning courses by radio, then by television, and eventually the internet.
So I love this. This is an example of an early technology we use. This is an actual assignment in psychology from 1927. As
ever, UWEO has its eyes on the future of learning for Washington State and beyond.
So I'm actually signing my first certificate as Vice Provost of Educational Outreach.
Which is why Dr. Branon is such an exciting choice to head the organization.
We are 20 years or so into the internet as it relates to education, really. And so if you think about the printing press, we're not even into the 1500s in terms of what we could do with the internet. So think about where books are today, think about where we might be even in 20 years. I think we're in for quite a ride.
As we're going to learn in this lesson,
I would hope that in 10 years we're serving 500,000 students instead of 50,000. That's part of what I'm committed to, is growing the access to the resources of this university in exponential forms as we move forward. And the first part of that is making sure that the quality is the quality of the University of Washington. We cannot sacrifice quality for scale. That is not our goal or our mission. It's thinking of where we can find the and.
And finally, welcome to the UW, Dr. Branon. We're excited to see where the future of education in Washington is going to go next.